Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Mrs. Ervina Maulida, SPD MBA, as a lecturer in the Business English course, and also all my friends whom I love and I'm proud of. We praise and thank God for the presence of Almighty God, because thanks to His grace and guidance, we are all still given the opportunity to study at, at this time. So, before getting into the material, let me introduce myself first. I am Sukman Anisabila, as a representative from Team 7, who will present material related to the end is near. This is the end. So, here I was helped by two of my college, namely Nabila Kurniautami and Alfia Paramita. Well, because the introduction is enough, this first material will be delivered by my college Nabila. To Nabila, the time and place are welcome.
Thank you for Sukma for the opening. The first material, I will explain the end of the presentation. As a presenter, you want to impress your audience with your presentation ending and makes your presentation linger and audience smile longer after they have left the room. Now I will share some tips that can be used to make the end of your presentation more impactful in unexpected ways. First is the summary. Wrap up your presentation with a concise and impactful summary with recapping the key point and main takeaways. For the summary, making sure the audience remember your main point is one of the most important from your conclusion should accomplish. With that in mind, you should dedicate some time at the end of your speech to reinforcing what you are trying to say throughout your presentation. By doing so, you reinforce the essential aspect and ensure the audience leave with a crystal clear understanding of your core message. We can use the visual aids for summary your presentation, such as with bubble chart, pie chart, or icon with the text. Second is the thought-provoking prompt. Leave your audience pondering with a thought-provoking question or prompt related to your topic. From provoking the audience, there is a value in having your audience walk away thinking about the question you ask in your conclusion and their personal response to them. We are, as humans, are natural problem solver. A question is a sticky way to create a memorable ending. To finish the presentation with statements that can inspire someone's thinking. Third is call to action, is getting the audience to take a specific action or next step. Uh, in effect, that means your call to action should be the final step of your persuasion strategy. You should start building to that desired outcome well before to get the end of your presentation. Some praise that you can give example is, I bet many of you could come up with even more creative ways in incorporate AI into your marketing campaign. So how about this? If you fill out the form and I'm about to send you, I'll check in with you in about 3 months. Those of you who success in using AI in a meaningful way will get a chance to share your insight on this very stage next year. From what I said, I influence or I persuade the audience to be more creative in creating marketing campaigns by using the AI. Next is handouts the materials. By the hands out material, the ending of the presentation is the perfect time to give the audience a keepsake of your speech. But keep in your mind that a momentum doesn't have to be a physical item, and you don't have to hold off until the conclusion of your presentation to give your audience something to remember by you. Next is acknowledge contributors. You can also use the final moment of your speech to acknowledge everyone who worked on the presentation with you. Uh, You can simply say thank you to your team in general terms and leave it at that, or you could highlight the individual contributor of specific team members if you want to make sure their efforts doesn't go unnoticed. Nah, the phrase that you can use to acknowledge your contributor is, before I sign off, I'd like to take a moment to thank Alpia and Sukma who helped me prepare the data and create the slides you just saw. Next is thanks to the audience. This is the important part to the ending the presentation is express your appreciation to your audience member. If you want to thank the audience, you could always make the final slide serve multiple functions. For example, a thank you slide can also contain the speaker's contact information as well as additional resources. The phrase you can use to thank the audience is thank you for all of you who have listened and take the time to come or join the presentation by our group, or thank you for your attention, or you can simply say thank you. And the last one is ask for feedback. Some of speakers might benefit from knowing what the audience think about their delivery and other aspect of their presentation. By as for the feedback, you could encourage this type of feedback by asking attendees to share their thoughts on your presentation, or setting up a notebook near the door and asking people to write down their thoughts as they exit, or having a suggestion box for handwritten feedback notes, or creating an animal survey online and linking to it on your presentation slide. I will give you the conclusion of the end of the presentation is the good ending presentation is that a good bonding has been established with the audience from the presentation is begun. Make sure the audience is really engaged in the presentation so you can getting the audience or at least a few select listeners to get a verbally respond to you can go a long way toward making it seem like a more engaging speakers. The press that you can use to engage them is, now I'm sure everyone here has some idea of how they might incorporate AI into their next marketing campaigns. Is anyone willing to share their strategy? So by using the interrogative sentence as a presenter, you will get a responses from the audience. So the flow to end the presentation becomes more smoother. For the next material will be explained by my colleague, Sukma.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. Now I'd like to discuss about summary. First, restate main points. This means repeating the main or key points that have been covered in the presentation or discussion. This helps clarify what has been conveyed to the audience. Second, restate what audience must understand and remember. The focus is on emphasizing to the audience what is really important for them to understand and remember from the presentation or discussion. This helps to reinforce the main message. Third, contains new information. This section contains new information. The aim is to summarize what has been discussed without adding new elements that might confuse the audience. Last is short, concise, and to the point. The aim is to provide a brief but effective overview of what has been discussed. Example, I'd like to end by emphasizing the main points, or I'd like to end with blah, 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 blah. Next slide, please. This slide about conclusion. First, states the logical consequences of what has been said. This means outlining the logical consequences of what has been discussed. It helps connect the main points back to their implication. Second, often contains recommendation. This section often includes recommendation or advice based on the findings or arguments present earlier. Third, might contain new and important information. While The main purpose is to summarize. Sometimes the conclusion might also include new information. This is important to consider. Last is short, like the summary. The conclusion should also be brief and concise, clearly outlining what has been discussed without prolonging the discussion more than necessary. Example, what we need is blah blah blah, or I think we have to blah blah blah. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide will be presented by my colleague, Alvia Paramita.
Well, this slide is about question. 1. Strategies to answering question. Giving a presentation can be a nerve-wracking experience, especially when the person is faced with difficult or unexpected question from the audience. With direct strategies, a person can handle the situation with confidence and poise. The following are some tips to answering question during a presentation. First is prepare a potential question. The best way to handle difficult or unexpected questions is to anticipate them in advance. This can be done by thinking of potential questions the audience might ask and then preparing the answers. Also, you can develop and use a range of techniques for handling them effectively. This will help to feel more confident and in control during the presentation. Second is listen carefully. It's important to listen carefully when someone asks a question. Take a moment to process the question and make sure to understand it before answering. This will help you to give a more accurate and relevant answer. Third is be honest. When you don't know the answer to a question your audience asks, it's better to admit it. Tell your audience that you will look into the matter and get back to them. Fourth is repeat the question. If the question is unclear, ask the questioner what they mean or rephrase it tactfully and check if you have understood correctly. Fifth is stay calm and focused. It's important to remain calm and focused during the questioning session, even when facing difficult questions. Take a deep breath and try to stay calm if you feel nervous. 6. Use examples. If you are having trouble answering question, try using an example to illustrate your point. This can help to make your answer more concrete and easier for your audience to understand. Next slide, please. 7 is use humor. If appropriate, you can use humor to break up tense situations. Light jokes can help make their audience more willing to listen to your answers. 8. Use visuals. If your presentation has visual aids like charts, graphs, image, use them to your advantage to explain the difficult situation more effectively. 9 is summarize. At the end of a difficult situation, it's helpful to summarize the main points of your answer for your audience. This can help to ensure that everyone is on the same page and that your message was understood. Next slide, please. 2 is handling question in different situations. There are times when a person can answer a question, either because of limited time to prepare an adequate response or because the question is outside their realm of knowledge or expertise. Here's how to handle question in different situations. First, the situation is understood the question but difficult or impossible to answer, like the question is difficult to answer in a few words. Examples, it could be, in my experience, I would say, I don't think I'm the right person to answer that. Perhaps Mr. Holmes can help. I don't have much experience in that field. Second is understood the question but irrelevant or impossible to answer in the time available. Examples, I'm afraid that's outside the scope of my talk or decision. If I were you, I'd discuss that with. I'll have to come to that later, perhaps during the break since we're running out of time. Third is not understood the question. Examples, sorry, I'm not sure I've understood. Could you repeat? Are you asking if? Do you mean? I didn't catch the last part of your question. If I understood you correctly, you mean blah blah blah. Is that right? Fourth, is checking your answer is sufficient. Examples, does that answer a question? And is that okay? 3. How to encourage audience to ask questions. Inviting audience at the very end of your presentation can often lead to the dreaded stony silence, which can feel uncomfortable for everyone. If the success of your presentation depends on getting interaction and buy-in from your audience, then here are some strategies to take you beyond the awkward silence. First is warn your audience when you are coming towards the end of your presentation and tell them you'll be inviting them to ask a question. First, recap your main points and then invite the question. This gives your audience some thinking time and the chance to refocus their attention. Second is if your audience is large, people are likely to feel inhibited about speaking out. Consider having a plan in the audience, like a friend or colleague who asked the first question. Often, this is all it takes to set the ball rolling and further questions will follow. Third is make sure to give impression as approachable, friendly, and interested in your audience. Next slide, please. This slide is about discussion. Discussion at the end of the presentation is essential to reinforce the audience's understanding of the topics that have been discussed. Through direct interaction between the speaker and fellow participants, the audience has the opportunity to clarify concepts that may still be confusing and discuss the application of concepts from the presentation material that has been delivered. Discussion also allows for the exchange of ideas and experiences and enrich the perspective that have been presented. Thus, the discussion at the end of the presentation not only enhance the interaction between the speaker and the audience, but also enrich the overall learning experience. Here's how to start a discussion in a presentation. First is decide the discussion format. Make it clear whether you want to receive questions directly from audience or through a chat feature or forum. Second is provide opportunities for different opinions. Provide space for participants to share opinions that may differ or complement the information that has been presented. Third is ask an opening question. Start the discussion with an open-ended question or statement that encourage participants to actively participate. And the last is end with a summary. Once the discussion is over, give a brief summary of the main points discussed and appreciate the participants for their participation. Next slide, please. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you all for the opportunity given to our group. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section. Sorry if there are many mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.